out of there, champ.
No.
Come on out of there now.
No.
Man, I ain't going out there to fight this guy, man.
Come on out of there.
Those pay-per-view people, they can just go find another sucker, because I ain't going out there.
Tommy, he's a changed man. He's had counseling.
I ain't going out there, man. That guy eat me alive. I ain't going.
6 weeks of training. What, are you kidding me? You got nothing to worry about.
What you mean I ain't got nothing to worry about?
Gonna be getting hungry?
Everybody's waiting. You're hesitating.
They can just find somebody else.
Grab a Snickers, because nothing handles your hunger better.
Come on out of there.
Hungry? Why wait?
It's time to see who knows the men from the boys, the full Nelsons from the pole drivers. Shall I, everyone? Shall I? Yeah, you better believe it. It's time, of course, for WWF Heat. I told you, Jamie, I was only faking.
Channel 4, I'm Michael Cole, along with Kevin Kelly at ringside, and the European champion's on his way.
Hello, ladies.
Would you describe Val Venis as a ladies' man? To say the least. Quite a calling card. That hello, ladies greeting synonymous with the European champion.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Las Vegas, Nevada. Weighing in at 244 pounds, he is the World Wrestling Federation European Champion, Val Venis.
UK, you're about to be introduced to the most unique brand of sports entertainment there is today, the World Wrestling Federation. Thanks for joining us for Heat on Channel 4, and a reminder, next Sunday and every Sunday after that, our normal time, 4 o'clock for Heat. But it's so good to be in the UK, Kevin. Oh, it's easy to remember. You mean 4 on 4? You got it. Even a simpleton like me could get that.
And his opponent from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 347 pounds, Prince Albert.
Well, here's a friend or a accomplice, so to speak, of the Big Boss Man, but these two had their problems on SmackDown here in the States last week. They certainly did. Boss Man and Prince Albert have been trying to ruin the life of Stephanie McMahon Helmsley's former fiancée, Tess. Given assignments on a number of occasions by Triple H and Stephanie to take out the big Test. And, well, a little miscommunication on SmackDown led to some perhaps troubled waters between the two. Yeah, Prince Albert went for a bicycle kick on Test. He ended up kicking his buddy, the Big Boss Man, and heated words were exchanged as Val Venis kicks this off against Prince Albert. Prince Albert is known, of course, for his body piercing. He's also a tattoo artist. It's a rather unique blend of skills. And you can see he's got piercings all over his body. He's got tattoos. He's covered in hair. But he is one of the strongest, most intense individuals in the World Wrestling Federation. He's 350 pounds, 6'7", and there's the shoulder knockdown of the European champion, Val Venis, who won the European title a couple of months ago with a big victory over D'Lo Brown and the British Bulldog. And we got to send our congratulations to the new World Wrestling Federation champion, Triple H. Love him or hate him, folks, Triple H got the job done by himself, taking down the massive Big Show. Oh, we are in the midst of the Triple H and Stephanie McMahon Helmsley era in the World Wrestling Federation. It's gotten much stronger in the past week with Triple H winning the WWF Championship Sidewalk Slam, spinning Sidewalk Slam. Prince Albert in control. I'm sure a lot of fans are used to having Vince McMahon in control of the World Wrestling Federation. But after Stephanie McMahon stabbed her father in the back, marrying Triple H and siding with Vince's most heated rival, Vince and Shane were absolutely disgusted and haven't been seen in the WWF, and we assume are hiding ever since. Been about a month now since we've seen Vince and Shane, Triple H and Stephanie running roughshod all throughout the World Wrestling Federation. There's two sides to the coin. You're either with them or you're not, or you're against them, and if you're against them, you're in deep trouble. Now, they've made the life of many World Wrestling Federation superstars miserable. The first that comes to my mind has to be Mick Foley.
And Mick Foley, Mankind, 15 years, a legend in the sports entertainment business, has been fired by Triple H and Stephanie McMahon Helmsley. Oh, man, what a counter by that.
And it appears as if The Rock is the next one that could face the firing squad, so to speak, from the McMahon-Helmsley era.
Well, he faced the firing squad, but he escaped the bullet this past week on Raw. X-Pac New Age Outlaws set in a match against The Rock, the You're Fired handicap match, but D-Generation X couldn't get the job done, couldn't get The Rock fired.
And then, of course, Triple H and Stephanie this past week on SmackDown, well, they found a way to send some tough love to DX for not getting the job done against The Rock.
Now he is holding left hands, and look who's coming. The big boss man, Prince Albert's buddy. Look out, Val's in trouble. Couldn't hold the 370 pounder up, but he got the shoulder up before the count of 3.
And the big boss man certainly looking to come down to give Prince Albert the numbers advantage here.
Triple H and Stephanie are here tonight.
Oh, I can't believe that. A little miscommunication, perhaps.
Big boss man striking Prince Albert. Val Venis' fisherman suplex. Hooks the leg. It's over. Val Venis picks up the win, but I thought these two were friends.
Here's your winner of the World Wrestling Federation European Champion, Val Venis.
I'm extremely confused here. What in the world?
What a strong way, though, to kick off heat.
So do you think that a boss man thought that Prince Albert was Val Venis?
I don't know, but it certainly is a very exciting way to kick things off here on Channel 4.
Well, welcome to Channel 4 UK. You are about to see the most unique brand of sports entertainment in the world today, the World Wrestling Federation. And we have some huge matches on tap tonight, including the unique Godfather and the even more unique Gangrel.
This one is really going to be one to meet the eye, and certainly this one has been brewing over the past few weeks. But Michael, I'm interested in the story of Triple H and his ascension. This past week, Triple H became the World Wrestling Federation champion.
Come in.
Hey, you guys want to see us?
Yeah, we want to see. Need a little favor from you guys.
Anything for you two. We're loving this whole new era thing. Anything you guys need.
That's great. Well, you know those two little guys, too cool?
The two midgets. Too small.
Yeah.
Right.
Two little guys hang out with Rikishi.
Right.
I need them taken out. I'm not looking for pinfalls. I'm not looking for victories. I want them taken out.
You just want us to hurt them.
You understand what I'm doing, right?
What about Rikishi? Yeah.
After the beating I gave Rikishi Thursday, he's not here tonight.
Okay.
So,
consider it done. That's not a problem.
No.
Yes.
I knew I could count on you guys.
All right. Let's go.
So get him. Big stars. Big giants going in the air.
The lethal weapon, Steve Blackman, set to take on Buck Quartermaine here on Heat, but it looks, oh my! It looks like the Headbangers, the latest recruits of Triple H.
Triple H and Stephanie interested in having the Headbangers do their bidding. Rikishi did a number on Triple H this past week on SmackDown, nearly got the championship.
Hook to the leg and a kick out by Blackman.
Well, this Buck Quartermaine, a young upstart here. I'm a little surprised that he's carrying the offensive advantage to Blackman.
It was Triple H versus Rikishi, World Wrestling Federation Championship on the line at SmackDown. Triple H was disqualified, couldn't keep the big man down, and then to rub salt in the wound, so to speak, Rikishi and Too Cool put on a dancing display after the matchup. Triple H was awfully upset.
And as you heard, without Rikishi here this week, you have to wonder what the Headbangers will be able to do to Too Cool.
Blackman with a knife edge chop to the chest. And there's another one.
Boy, Michael, we are counting down to the Royal Rumble. It's right around the corner.
You can see it here on Channel 4 live at 1 in the morning on January 23rd. And sold out Madison Square Garden, New York City. Of course, we know the New Age Outlaws are going to take on the Acolytes for the tag team titles. That's going to be a huge battle. Quartermaine whipped into the corner by the lethal weapon, Steve Blackman.
We certainly want to wish everybody checking us out here on Channel 4 a very happy New Year. We are going to take a look back at some of the best of 1999 here in the hour.
We're also going to have a special look at Y2J Chris Jericho. And speaking of Jericho in the Triple H Stephanie McMahon Helmsley era, Chris Jericho and China, who hate each other, are going to have to learn to coexist.
Stephanie McMahon Helmsley last week on Raw named the two co-champions. The first time that's ever happened in WWF history.
So China and Chris Jericho are both Intercontinental Champions. If China, say, defends the title, Kevin, and she loses, then both the superstars will lose the title. Oh, man.
And that, in my mind, Michael, forces the two to have to coexist. They have to find a way to work together despite the fact that they can't stand one another.
But on SmackDown, they were forced to tag team together, and they couldn't work together.
Well, and China could have cared less about that tag team matchup because the Intercontinental Championship was not on the line.
You know, Stephanie McMahon Helmsley realizes Jericho and China hate each other. So, in my mind, she thought it'd be funny if she made them both co-holders of the title.
Well, Michael, we were all, in effect, puppets on the end of a string for the McMahon-Helmsley era.
Oh.
They seem to just have a perverse way of bringing out the best and the worst in all of us. China and Chris Jericho have to coexist, and you know that Stephanie and Triple H are getting a big chuckle out of it.
What about what Stephanie and Triple H are doing to Stephanie McMahon Helmsley's former fiancé, Test?
We talked about it a little bit ago. What did Test ever do to Stephanie?
Nothing.
I mean, treated her well and treated her good and loved her and wanted to marry her. And Stephanie was the one who stabbed Test in the back and married Triple H.
Power does strange things to people.
And what a change in Stephanie.
Buck Quartermaine, crossbody, lateral press, hooks the leg, kick out after one.
Boy, every time Buck Quartermaine tries to fight back, it just seems to bring out more intensity from Steve Blackman.
And speaking of Steve Blackman, Kevin, he has been directly responsible in recent weeks for Kurt Angle, the American Olympian, the gold medalist, for remaining undefeated here in the World Wrestling Federation.
Well, Kurt Angle did win a gold medal at the 1996 Olympic Games and made his debut here in the World Wrestling Federation in fine style. And Stephanie McMahon Helmsley apparently finds the gold medalist cute.
And her husband, Triple H, seems to be a little jealous.
And so Triple H is set and determined of ending the winning streak of Kurt Angle.
Oh my! Stephanie McMahon Helmsley, on the other hand, wants to make sure that Kurt Angle remains undefeated. So a little bit of chess being played there between the husband and wife.
And Steve Blackman is caught in the middle, but I think Blackman is set and determined on one goal, and that is really taking down Kurt Angle.
There's that big kick to Quartermaine. Forget about this, folks. It's over. Steve Blackman, the lethal weapon, the martial arts expert, and look at him mocking Angle.
Steve Blackman.
And every victory along the way, whether he gets help or not, Kurt Angle thinks he did it all by himself.
The Royal Rumble coming your way just 2 weeks away. Well, you know, here on Heat, big matchup later in the hour. The Godfather and Gangrel, accompanied, of course, by Luna. A look back at this very special rivalry. Let's take you back to 2 weeks ago on Heat. Luna was begging the Godfather to be one of his hoes, and although the Godfather was initially hesitant, he eventually warmed up to the idea.
I don't have no hoes to offer you. Take a gather at my newest hoe.
But Luna and Gangrel had simply set up the Godfather.
Godfather's ladies on one side, Luna on the other. Wait a minute! Oh no!
Luna just spewed that red stuff into the face of the Godfather, and Gangrel wins thanks to Luna.
Last Sunday, Gangrel continued his assault on the Godfather by victimizing one of the Godfather's ladies with a bloodbath.
Still to come on Heat, as you just saw, the rivalry between the Godfather and Gangrel. Those two will go one-on-one here on Heat. It's our inaugural broadcast on Channel 4. Welcome to Heat UK.
This is Edge.
This is Christian of the World Wrestling Federation.
And you're watching Heat on Channel 4. Woo!
World Wrestling Federation Slam of the Week.
Neither one of them can let go of that pole to reach for the... Oh, Mankind! His head just smacked off the steel pole! Oh, again! Oh, my God! Oh, Jesus! Mankind up! He pulled it out through the rock! The rock! He's got it! Damn! It's over! It's over! And Mankind is fired! He is fired! You're out of here!
That was the World Wrestling Federation Slam of the Week.
What? Well, Kevin, we were expecting to have a very special look at Y2J Chris Jericho, but the Acolytes are spoiling those plans right now. Well, welcome back to Heat on Channel 4. What in the world are Farouk and Bradshaw doing out here?
I don't know. I guess we're going to have to put our look at Y2J on hold because it appears that the Acolytes have something on their mind. We know they're going to take on the New Age Outlaws at the Royal Rumble for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team titles.
Royal Rumble comes your way live here on Channel 4. Just 2 weeks away, Sunday, January 23rd at 1 a.m.
Last week here on Heat, the Outlaws said some words about the Acolytes, and I guess the Acolytes are here to respond this week.
You know, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, you come out here telling the people how scared you are of us. Well, guess what? You got a right to be scared because, hell, I don't know nobody that isn't.
I am.
And you say how much you're shaking in your boots and how afraid you are? Well, that's a good thing. You know why? Because it's going to make it that much easier for us to knock your ass out of them.
Billy, you and Road Dogg better remember, last time we stepped in the ring with you, within 30 seconds, we had broke the ring, and Billy, your little pretty blood was bleeding and dripping all over it.
That was a battle on Raw that none of us will ever forget.
Now you have the audacity to talk to us about your place in history. Well, I want to tell you something, boys. To us, this ain't about our place in history. It ain't about a wrestling match, and it ain't even about those tag team belts. Come January 23rd at Madison Square Garden, all it's about is the fact we're going to show up and we're going to beat the living hell out of you.
Oh, man. Outlaws better take out life and health insurance.
We're going to take those belts, but not until after we destroy you. And Billy, you and Road Dogg, listen close. If you ain't down with that, we got 2 words for you. Kick in.
Oh, boy, Kevin.
Notice has been served on the Outlaws.
I would not want to beat the Outlaws at the Royal Rumble. Well, folks, right now, as we promised, a special look at Chris Jericho. Earlier on Heat, Triple H and Stephanie had a special challenge for the Headbangers.
Come in.
Hey, you guys wanted to see us?
Yeah, we wanted to see you. Need a little favor from you guys.
Anything for you two. We're loving this whole new era thing. Anything you guys need.
That's great. Well, you know those 2 little guys, Too Cool?
The 2 midgets. Small.
Yeah.
Right.
2 little guys hang out with Rikishi.
Right.
I need them taken out. I'm not looking for pinfalls. I'm not looking for victories. I want them taken out.
You just want us to hurt them.
You understand what I'm doing, right?
What about Rikishi? Yeah.
After the beating I gave Rikishi Thursday, he's not here tonight.
Okay.
So
consider it done. That's not a problem.
No.
Yes.
I know I could count on you guys.
All right, let's go.
Let's go get him.
Well, you just saw, Kevin, that Triple H, in a sense, is taking out a hit on Too Cool.
Serving notice on Too Cool for what Rikishi did, taking Triple H to the limit this past week on SmackDown and nearly walking away the World Wrestling Federation champion.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for 1 fall. Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 438 pounds, Scotty Too Hotty and Grandmaster 6A Too Cool.
How would you describe Too Cool?
Well, I think they are rhythmically challenged individuals who happen to think that they can dance.
They don't do that bad.
It's kind of like guys who can't sing but always try, you know, like you at the karaoke.
Hey, Too Cool getting jiggy with it. This crowd loving Scotty Too Hotty and Grandmaster 6A. I'll tell you, it's a lot of fun when Rikishi dances in the ring as well, but Triple H said Rikishi isn't here because of the beating that Triple H gave to him on SmackDown. I beg to differ a little bit there. Yeah, Triple H hit him a couple of times, but Rikishi kept coming up from the count.
Well, and speaking of somebody who can't dance, Tony Chimmel's ridiculous.
And their opponent, they weigh in at 492 pounds, Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers.
Well, for this match tonight, you can rename Mosh and Thrasher the Hitman. So we described Too Cool. Describe the Headbangers.
These guys, I think, believe in freedom of expression, and they dress in very strange fashion to try to elicit reaction from people. They want to be noticed. I guess they didn't receive enough love and attention when they were kids.
So they're like Boy George, you're saying?
Yeah, kind of.
So the Headbangers, Mosh and Thrasher, starting it right off here against Too Cool. A match set up by Triple H as a response to what happened on SmackDown between Too Cool's buddy, Rikishi. and the champion.
And I think Triple H and Stephanie are just kind of taking advantage of a situation that's been developing over the past few weeks here on Heat. A rivalry between Too Cool and the Headbangers, and Triple H and Stephanie just want to have their hands in everybody's business.
Well, you're going to see another rivalry perhaps come to a conclusion on Heat tonight. Godfather Gangrel one-on-one a little bit later on. We'll also take a look at Triple H's rise to the top, now a three-time World Wrestling Federation champion. You're talking about Triple H and Stephanie McMahon Helmsley and pushing buttons and pushing people to the limit. Well, it was bad enough that they fired Mick Foley. It was bad enough that they had a phony Mankind walking around mocking Mick Foley. But once that phony Mankind crossed the line, making fun of Mick Foley's family, Mick Foley retaliated.
Well, I guess now that DX got Mick Foley fired, Triple H and Stephanie are going to really pick their shots. And I mean, last week on Raw with those short films entitled Have a Bad Day, trying to tear down the legacy of the great Mick Foley, and going on and having this faux Mankind say really disparaging comments and attack the family. I think it's really pushing Mick Foley to the edge.
Well, Mick Foley may have gone over the edge. Bulldog by Scotty 2 Hotty. Mick Foley showing a vicious streak on SmackDown. Promises to get Triple H and Stephanie back. And look out, here it comes.
The capacity crowd knows what's coming.
It's either the worm or the centipede. We have to get a clarification on that. Why don't you check out your musical move handbook, Kevin?
Oh, boy.
Oh, man, Mosh almost took the head off of Scotty 2 Hotty, who was doing a little bit too much celebrating.
Well, Too Cool has found their focus, they found their drive, and their partnership, their friendship with Rikishi that has grown has really made this team sensational.
What about the way this past week on Raw that Triple H treated The Rock? The Rock coming home to his hometown of Miami, a tremendous reception, and then Triple H putting The Rock into that "you're fired" handicap match against D-Generation X.
Well, keep in mind, it was the second time in as many weeks that The Rock could have lost his job with the World Wrestling Federation. The following week, he and Mick Foley were forced to compete in the pink slip on the pole match, which The Rock very reluctantly won, and Mick Foley was fired. And then this week, the "you're fired" handicap match against the three members of DX. I have a feeling that the intensity is not going to be stopped, and that Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are still going to be interested in having The Rock lose his job.
You know, the irony of it all was this. The Rock won the pink slip on a pole match to fire Mick Foley. But the following week, Mick Foley helps The Rock stay in the World Wrestling Federation during that "you're fired" handicap match. He interfered. He helped The Rock out.
And despite the fact that Mick Foley has been fired, he's continued to be a thorn in the side of Triple H.
He promises revenge on Triple H and Stephanie.
Yeah, but really, how can Mick Foley get revenge? I mean, last week on SmackDown, while, of course, the fake Mankind was at a theme park in Orlando, Florida, you know, Mankind was in town, but if he would have showed up at the arena, he would have gotten arrested.
Look out, Scotty 2 Hotty. Can he get Thrasher over? Sunset flip, he does. There's one, there's two, and a kick out by Thrasher.
I have a feeling that the police security is going to be intensified by the McMahon-Helmsley coalition.
Can you imagine the security which will be surrounding Madison Square Garden in New York in just 2 weeks at the Royal Rumble? You can see it live, 1 a.m. on Channel 4 right here. Can you imagine Triple H and Stephanie McMahon Helmsley? There are many, many superstars who would like to end that era once and for all. Oh, what a double team by Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers.
I'm interested to see what kind of influence the McMahon-Helmsley era has on the Royal Rumble. The history of the Royal Rumble in the World Wrestling Federation, it's monumental. And how will this great event be affected by that era?
Come on, come on. Mosh lifting Scotty 2 Hotty up to his feet. Headbangers are in control, systematically picking apart Too Cool. Look out now. Scotty 2 Hotty counters with a suplex of his own. And now can he make a tag to his partner, Grandmaster Sexay?
I'd say if Scotty 2 Hotty doesn't make a tag at this time, Michael, the Headbangers might just be carrying out Triple H's wishes.
Referee Mike Chioda admonishing the count. Scotty 2 Hotty tries to get to the corner. Here comes Thrasher, fresh man for the Headbangers, fresh man for Too Cool. Right hands from Grandmaster Sexay, and here we go. Too Cool is cooking. And what a week it would be for Too Cool and Rikishi. Wait a minute, cover. There's two, breaks up the 3 count. What a week it would be for Too Cool and Rikishi if Too Cool could pull an upset here. Not only did Rikishi take Triple H to the limit, but now tonight, this here.
Well, I'm sure Too Cool knows what Triple H had planned for them.
Look at this. Here it comes. Top rope, putting the goggles on for good measure. Tennessee jam time. Hooks the leg. It's over. Too Cool has stuck it to Triple H and Stephanie.
Here are your winners, Too Cool.
Oh, look out. Well, here are the Headbangers. Triple H said he didn't care about wins or losses. He wanted Too Cool eliminated. That's what the Bangers are doing.
This is The Rock, the People's Champ from the World Wrestling Federation, and The Rock says you're watching Heat on Channel 4 if you smell what The Rock is cooking.
We're back on Heat on Channel 4. Hope you're enjoying this unique brand of sports entertainment from the World Wrestling Federation. And we have a new World Wrestling Federation champion.
Certainly the McMahon-Helmsley era, as it's being called here in the WWF, Michael, became solidified and really gained a lot of, well, I guess you could say more confidence after Triple H became the champion 1 week ago.
Let's take a special look at Triple H's rise to the top.
Triple H, if you have an ounce, an inch, a shred of hair on your and you will come on out here, go one-on-one with the great one.
There they are, Mr. and Mrs. McMahon-Helmsley.
The fact of the matter is, Rock, I've got bigger fish to fry than you, because tonight, the game will go one-on-one for the World Wrestling Federation Championship with the Big Show. But Rock, don't feel left out, Rock, because tonight you get to be in the first ever handicap You're Fired match. Rock, if you do not win that match, your is fired. Here are your opponents right now.
It's DX! DX! All 3 members of DX! Look at this! They're coming from The Rock! DX triple teaming The Rock, and damn it, that's not right! The WWF title will be decided for Big Show. Will defend against Triple H.
Triple H made a New Year's resolution. He wants
it. It's gonna be over.
He wants it bad.
No! The choke slam. It's gonna be over. That's it. That's it.
Rope.
Now, hey, look at this. Oh, here comes the DX. I knew it.
Oh, no.
Big Show just caught Triple H. Oh, low blow. There was a low blow by Triple H. And now the pedigree. The pedigree.
He got it.
Will that keep them? Will that keep? He got it. Triple H has done it.
Triple H has won the World Wrestling Federation Championship.
Triple H is once again the man. Well, what we have here is The Rock taking on 3 members of DX, and The Rock must win, or he will be publicly fired right here in his hometown of Miami.
This match, it's no DQ.
The Rock is being physically dissected by DX one by one. They're taking their shots.
Well, it's the McMahon-Helmsley era, JR.
I know what it is.
Their way or the highway.
The Rock fighting for his life, fighting for his career. Hey, look at this! It's mankind! It's mankind! He just nailed Triple H!
He came out of the stands! What's he? Oh no!
Rock bottom! Rock bottom! Cover! Yes! The Rock did it! A miracle! Miracles do happen! Thanks to mankind! The Rock is staying in the WWF!
Tremendous reception for the Godfather on Heat. And check out the ladies this week.
It's all about fun and good times with the Godfather.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from the Red Light District, weighing in at 320 pounds, the Godfather.
Well, it may not be easy, but it looks like fun, but it's not going to be fun for the Godfather once this match starts, because he's going one-on-one with Gangrel.
And we understand that throughout the broadcast here on Heat, there's been some conflict backstage between Godfather's ladies and Luna, who, of course, normally accompanies Gangrel. I gotta wonder if Luna is going to be accompanying Gangrel, because the word we get from the back, Michael, is there's been some heated conflict.
Yeah, she may be a little hung up as this match starts. You know, Luna tried to persuade the Godfather a couple of weeks ago to become one of his ladies, so to speak, and actually tricked the Godfather into losing a big matchup.
And then last week, Gangrel tried to assert himself in a matchup against, that the Godfather had against Viscera here on Heat. Godfather wound up turning the tables, but the rivalry has been set over the past few weeks here on Heat. The Godfather very focused, but nonetheless, it's always about good times for the Godfather.
It's time, once again, for everybody to come aboard the... Man, let me look around. I know that I ain't the only one. Is there any pimps up in this house?
Kevin, will you sit down?
To all y'all that know that the Godfather be pimping hoes, man, don't hide it. I want you to take it out, light it up for the Godfather and say...
Well, there's something about black leather.
And his opponent, he weighs in at 250 pounds, Gangrel.
Well, there's Gangrel, but no Luna. What we understand, we're being told that Luna's been detained. The Godfather's ladies actually found a way to trap Luna in her own dressing room. I wouldn't want to mess with Luna, not on a bet. She's a crazy woman.
And what mindset is Gangrel going to have in this matchup against the Godfather? Folks, just a reminder, coming your way in 2 weeks, Sunday, January 23rd, live at 1 a.m. It is the Royal Rumble, and it can be seen here exclusively on Channel 4.
And don't forget, Michael, that each and every week, you'll be able to see Heat at its normal time, 4 o'clock, right here on Channel 4. It's easy to remember. Channel 4 at 4. At 4.
We're whetting your appetite a little bit earlier this week as the Godfather goes to work on Gangrel. A huge rivalry in place here in our initial broadcast of Heat on Channel 4. So good to be on with Heat in the UK. Now these good fans in the UK know what they've been missing.
That's right.
Heat, a big hit in the States, going to be an even bigger hit in the UK. And folks, in the coming weeks, we're going to have all kinds of information about that huge event, which is coming to Earl's Court in London in May. We're going to have big information on that in the weeks to come here on Heat. I understand exclusive interviews, the whole 9 yards.
Well, earlier you've heard comments from The Rock and Edge and Christian, and I know that World Wrestling Federation superstars love the fans in the UK.
I love going to the UK. What a trip that is. Godfather knocking Gangrel down. And here's the scoop on the... Oh, look out. Look who has gotten loose. Look who's chasing the Godfather's ladies out of Dodge. Luna, Gangrel's love interest.
I'm telling you, she's crazy.
And look at, she's been defaced, apparently by the Godfather's ladies, and she just chased him backstage.
Well, they smeared, looks like they smeared makeup all over her.
Gangrel, DDT, floats into the cover. Here's one, there's two, and a kick out by the Godfather before the count of 3.
But once the Godfather saw his ladies getting chased out by Luna, he lost his focus for a moment. Gangrel able to seize control. Gangrel and Luna certainly are very gothic in there, and I don't mean gothic in the traditional sense, but they certainly lead a different kind of lifestyle, and it's somewhat dark. But, I mean, it's their way of expressing themselves. And a lot of World Wrestling Federation superstars love the freedom of expression that we in the States enjoy.
Well, Godfather's another one. He has made his living on freedom of expression. Gangrel whips the Godfather into the ropes. You're going to see a lot of that on Heat here on Channel 4. Cover, there's 2. Kick out by the Godfather.
Boy, but there's no greater assemblage, I think, of characters anywhere else than right here in the World Wrestling Federation. And you new viewers to the World Wrestling Federation product, you'll be learning about them over the next few weeks, and we'll be explaining everything that's happening. There's so much news, and news moves so fast here in the WWF.
And coming up immediately following this matchup, for those of you who are new viewers, a look back at what happened in the World Wrestling Federation in 1999. For those of you who are veterans of the World Wrestling Federation, you're going to love it. All the highlights of 1999 in our special year in review coming up on Heat.
It really was a remarkable year in the World Wrestling Federation. Michael, I would say that the year 2000 is being accentuated by the McMahon-Helmsley era, and I have to wonder what they have in store for us next.
You know, it's the old cliche, Kevin, to say that this certain group is the most powerful force ever assembled in the World Wrestling Federation. How many times have we said that? But in all honesty, if you look at Stephanie McMahon-Helmsley and Triple H, perhaps there has never been a more cunning, a more powerful group with everything in it together as this group.
Well, like you say, Michael, power sometimes is used as a cliche. But now that Triple H is the World Wrestling Federation champion, and with he determining the lives of the World Wrestling Federation superstars, I really don't think there has ever been anyone more powerful in the World Wrestling Federation's history.
Gangrel whipped off the ropes. Here he comes. Godfather. What a slam by the 300-pound Godfather.
And let's keep in mind that a lot of fans in the UK they know the history and the reputation of the World Wrestling Federation and all the great stars that you've seen over the year. But really, there's never been a greater roster of stars than there is right now in the World Wrestling Federation.
And you're seeing two of these great young superstars in the ring. Look out, Luna. Godfather's in trouble here.
Oh, man.
Luna spewed that red liquid from her mouth inadvertently into the eyes of Gangrel as the Godfather ducked. And it's home train time. Here comes the Godfather. Oh, my.
Luna tried to change the fortunes of the Godfather in this one, but instead has impacted Gangrel's life.
He calls it the pimp drop. If he connects, it's over. Godfather got it. Gangrel is going to pick up a loss in this one. Godfather picks up the win. And Luna is distraught.
Here is your winner, Godfather.
Michael, we told him it was going to be wild here on Heat.
What a way to kick off our initial broadcast of Heat. Don't forget, next week we will be at our normal time at 4 o'clock here on Channel 4. For Kevin Kelly, I'm Michael Cole. Thanks for joining us. We leave you now with a look back at the year that was in the World Wrestling Federation.
We've lost the lights in the arena. Mick Foley went through the electrical circuit board.
Shane McMahon has been ejected physically by Jesse, the Body, Ventura.
Wait a minute, King. Austin's driving the beer truck. He can't do that. No Cole. It's beer. No Cole with a beer band. A beer band on the corporation.
Steph, will you give me the honor of being my wife?
Yes, I will.
Oh, my God! Yeah! Atta girl! The Rock just put Billy Gunn's face in that large woman. I just said that, King.
What? He's got to be 20 feet off the floor. No! No! McMahon fell 20 feet off the steel cage through the Spanish announce table. Look at Austin, he's smiling.
Chana's in the ring.
She's got hit. No!
Oh, Chana just gave Al Snow a head, and Snow is flat on his back. This is suicide.
Jay!
Big McMahon throws an elbow right through Tess Hardy.
Oh! Vince McMahon is unconscious. No! No! Oh, my! The Big Show threw Mankind off the stage into the grave. What the hell?
Oh, for God's sakes, the Big Red Machine just flew into the face of X-Pac.
Boy, this is hardcore. He just...
Bob gets it hit right in the face with that glass. Austin is destroying the Rock's new Lincoln Continental with that monster truck. What a ride for the Rattlesnake. What is Shane McMahon doing? Oh, my God! My God! A curse from the up the top. What he deserves.
King, that's Pete Rose. No, it can't be. Another tombstone to Pete Rose. He'll never get in the Hall of Fame this way. It's that Hardy. It's crazy. No, get out.
For God's sakes, Jeff Hardy trying to send Tom Bomb from the top of the cage. Nobody was there.
Look out, man.
The man knocked off the ladder by the rattlesnake right on our table, and it didn't break. China has made history. China, the first woman to become the Intercontinental Champion.
Should there be anyone who has cause why this couple should not be united in marriage. They must speak now or forever hold their peace.
Get a nice shot of the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
For the love of God! Somebody tell me that little girl hasn't turned her back on her father!
Tonight marks the dawning of a new era.
The McMahon-Helmsley era.